Alright, welcome to the 2023 Australia Day Eve Roy versus Jason special. Alongside me in the comments booth is Andrew Chevo Ritchie. How you doing, mate?
Good, champion. How you going?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Dave Baldock already finger on the button, ready to go. We've got 3 views already. The anticipation has obviously been building for this.
It's through the roof. It's just unbelievable, really. It's tremendous.
Yeah. And do we have a count so far on the total amount of people signed up for this race? Yeah, do we have a registered count?
Yeah, we could have if you'd wanted to tell me that earlier. 19 registered at the moment.
I'm just seeing 27 at the moment.
Alright.
27 right now. So, in the event that we haven't actually ever needed to. We've never actually had to deal with this eventuality, so...
I think it's unlikely at this point. I can't see how 2 drivers, as terrible as they are, can be in 2 different splits.
Yeah, and we've still got about 8 minutes before the race session opens. So obviously on track right now, we've got Roy Clark. Who else is around in this session? I think Jason's been practicing in a separate session, so... At least right now we can see that Roy Clark is currently doing a 1:22.6, and so he hasn't driven off the track yet either for the time that we've actually been watching him, so we'll take the pressure off him now. Oh, there we go. Take the pressure off him. We'll have a look, see who else is around. We've got Ryan Van Ree.
Jason's very smart at being in a separate session to Roy at the moment. I think he's a wily player, and he likes to keep things pretty close to his chest.
Anything that springs to mind?
The Battle of the Bulge last winter.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course.
When he outsmarted Roy yet again. Didn't take too much. Oh, dear. But no, nothing else springs to mind.
Dave's just pointed out that I've messed up the name of the stream, which I have. I've written the Australia Day Eve. It's actually traditional.
Well,
it's the traditional.
To be fair, the Australia Day Eve TADERVJS is you've written it correctly. The traditional is just a little descriptive word we add later for effect.
Yeah, okay.
Just to make sure everyone knows that it is.
That it is traditional. Yeah. This is not one of your lower class out of the blue broadcasts.
No,
not by any
stretch.
stretch. That's right. Welcome, Braden. We do not have any timestamps. We're very, very particular about the timestamps for TADERVJS.
We deliberately leave them off because you won't provide them for your podcast.
That's right. And
it's a 2-way street, champ.
And you'll find that there are only like a couple of goodies that actually occur during these races, and it's a much more rewarding to actually find them on your own without the timestamps.
I'm a little disappointed you're not actually racing because your team friend Peter Wilkinson has pulled out at the last minute due to a heartledge complaint, and I thought you were going to jump in and have a go, but nothing. Duck eggs. And Dave, why are you in the comments? Aren't you racing? You promised me you'd race. Disappointed. It's weak, really.
I think he's just so excited about the race itself and just watching it. That he wanted to watch, yeah. So, Darren asks, is this thing going official? Well, it is going official. It's just whether or not it's 2 splits, because right now, we're on 32 entries.
So we're at the maximum we can be without going seconds. That's just gone 33. So 2 splits.
There we go. Two splits.
That's disappointing. Well, I really hope they are in the same split, because frankly, this will be a fairly boring broadcast if this. But we'll find out.
Just want to make sure that I've actually gone live here. Warren Davis has just gone P1 in this practice session.
What's surprising, Warren's been finding a real glimmer of form lately. He's just really put his head down and knuckle up.
He's put all his knuckles up, and he's
It's acted like a sail, and he's been able to find some swiftness.
Someone who has found some definite swiftness is Rahan Lianic, who for me is probably the favourite to win this race.
If he's registered, we don't know he is. We assume he is.
Yeah, correct.
He wouldn't be turning laps if he wasn't, but you never know.
And he's just gone 6/10 faster than Warren Davis on his first lap.
Looks like we're having complaints from the crowd. Apparently I'm too quiet, Chester. They want to hear me a bit louder.
They want to hear you a bit louder? Alright, no worries. Well, I can try and boost you up. There we go.
Can't blame the fans wanting something like that, really.
Yeah, correct. I think it might be me being a little too loud, but I think we've got it about right now, if anyone could confirm that. Just as an audio sample, Ben Anthony's asking what the sports bet odds are, and I think you're the expert in that realm.
That's true. Thanks, Ben, for asking. They're not sports bet. Those bastards won't pay me nothing. We've gone with Ladbrokes tonight.
So no contract with Sportsbet. Is that what I'm hearing?
No. I spoke to them and they basically told me to bash up my clacker. So Ladbrokes, what's his bloody name? I can't remember. Old mate from Ladbrokes was happy to give me some money to play with. So we got, realistically, I've been watching Jason. He's just on fire. So we're offering $1.30 for Jason to beat Roy tonight, and Roy's pushing out to $4.50. And I think that is an extremely juicy bet on Jason. I reckon $1.30. You should take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. So let's see what happens. But yeah, I can't see Roy tipping the tables on Jason tonight. It just seems highly unlikely.
So Jason to take this out pending any big crashes, maybe. Yeah,
there's always a chance some clown will make a mistake or Roy will kill everyone, including Jason. Who knows? But yeah, if everything being equal, Jason should easily get the win here.
Yeah, cool. So from the looks of it, I think we're about 2 minutes out from this session opening up. So obviously we'll have the is it 2 minute warm up and then the qualifying. We'll try and get across the qualifying coverage and then the race will start. So probably looking at about, 15 minutes away?
Yeah, I'd say we're about 12, 15 minutes away from the action starting. Well, we probably should talk about the prize they're playing for tonight too.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't think you've actually shared it with me to put it up.
That was a minor oversight.
Maybe you send it to me and we just do the grand reveal. Explain the prize, and I think we'll announce when we'll show it.
What you see is we live in a digital world now, so I think it's proper really to live with digital trophies. There's no having to buy them, mail them, engrave them. You just write on them on a JPEG and you email them. Well, you don't even email them, you just message them to each other. So we've created it's been going on for years, the TADERVJS trophy. The TADERVJS Cup, as I've actually called it.
Yeah.
And look, let me get myself together here, and I'll message it to you in 1 moment.
It's been going on for years, but we haven't actually revealed it to the public. So
no, it's been private till tonight, and now we're actually gonna make it a real thing. It's very special.
Yeah. The TADERVJS NFT. Now, to get your hands on it, you need to either be Roy or Jason.
That's correct. No one else can have it.
If you can somehow replace them, that is the only way to get your hands on it. That's how valuable this trophy actually is.
That's correct. I mean, if one of them moves on for the mortal coil, we might have to sub someone else in.
That's right.
For the time being, it's Roy and Jason exclusively. You should have that very special trophy cup in your possession now.
Excellent. So I can bring that up.
Many hours I spent creating this trophy. I'm very proud of it, actually.
I'm also yet to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I've signed it. Alright, here it is.
VFF sponsorship. Thank you.
Oh, it's glorious!
Thank you to Paul Young and VFS for sponsoring tonight's event. We're very happy to have them on board.
Yeah, we should. Definitely we need to exaggerate how much support they've actually given us, just so really understand how much is actually put in for this to all go ahead. So, yeah, definitely could not do it without VFS, Vehicle Finance Solutions.
and he's providing a little cash prize to the winner of tonight's event.
Yeah,
in terms of support, I'll question it a little bit. I've heard a lot of whinging, but not so much support. But we'll put that aside, and he's offering a cash prize to tonight's winner. It's quite special, so thank you, Paul.
Yep. Now I need to move to the race channel, so just bear with me. We'll be right back. All right, and we're just loading in now, but to the right you can see the strength of field and the entries for this race. While I grab that illustrious trophy, maybe you could go through the entry list for us.
Yes, certainly. Certainly can. It'd be tremendous if I could quite read it. But Blake Gallen, first up the rank. Can't say no, Blake. Brian Minogue. Yep, Brian's Kylie's dad, as we well know. Glenn Boyce is also racing. Jack Mickelson, he's been quite fast of late. And a threat to the winner, a threat to Rahan, I'd suggest. Jason Dunn, not too bad. Top middle pack runner. The man himself, Joseph Fewins, Fewins, not Fewins, he don't like it that way. Fewins is my pick for tonight. Then we got Leo Henning. Don't know Leo. Louis Hodge. Don't know Louis either. Luke Grundell. Yep, I've seen him out there a few times. We got Paul Young, the sponsor of tonight's races is also racing, so you should do pretty well. Peter Sattler. He's a veteran at this point. Rahan is there. Roy, of course, the man of the hour. And Scott Gamble is next, I saw. Scott's registered. And unfortunately, the names have gone off the screen for me. So.
Yep, that's right. We should be live in the session now.
Excellent. So the rest of that field was others. Without being able to see anything, I can only posit a guess at the other drivers. Perhaps at the time the screen could come up and we can tell you.
That's right. But let's not forget. Oh God! Now that I'm actually looking at the overlays. Hang on. There we go. Let's fix that up. There we go.
And the orders are different because now it's by iRating. So.
Yeah, we're just in iRating now. So
Warren Davis is the name I missed out. He's a BAR team member, so Wazza will be there. And he's actually fighting with a terrible cold this evening. So thanks, Wazza, for showing up. Unlike some of your teammates who don't bother. You're a good man.
So we were asked earlier what the iRating difference was between Roy and Jason. Jason's at a cool 3.2k at the moment, whereas Roy's at a 2.1. So yeah, there's a bit of a disparity there.
Yeah, it's actually lucky they're in the same split, frankly, because Roy's number 10
out of 18,
and Jason's number 6. So there's only 4 difference. But,
so it wasn't as close as we thought that it could be.
No, Roy's been really crap lately. Let's be clear about that. His iRating suffered for it.
So I'm just flicking
through. You're going to show this trophy. I feel like it's...
You want me to show the trophy? Alright, I'll show the trophy. Who are we looking at? Timmy Mulford on screen at the moment, and we'll just bring up the trophy now. So this is it. This is the reveal. It's happening right now. No, it's not. It's not happening right now. Something's gone wrong. Yeah, it's not working.
Like VFF's
that's right.
Production values are in full effect here.
Yeah, something has happened. Just give me one
Okay.
moment. There we go.
There
There
we
it
go.
is. There
Now
it
that
is.
there, it's very special. The gold in the background there is actual gold.
That is actual gold.
I took a photo of some gold and I put it in the trophy.
You're kidding me. That is legit gold right there.
Correct.
Yep.
And those names are in gold colour to represent gold.
Yep.
And it's obviously a coffee cup, and it's
That's right.
Wazza loves coffee, and so does Roy, and so does Jason. So we've decided this was the best thing for them.
That is a glorious trophy.
And the winner will get that on the top of their car for the next 12 months. So the roof of their car will emblazon this trophy, and they will drive around with pride with the gold showing and the VFS sponsorship and the little Australian flag.
Yep, and I can definitely say without a doubt that as the painter of the cars, I am super looking forward to plonking that smack bang right in the middle of the roof.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
It's a PNG file or a PGN or whatever those things are called. So you can do with it what you will, Chesty.
A pinge, as we call it in the business.
There you go.
So we're having a look at Warren Davis. Hasn't set a time yet now.
Are we into qualifying?
We are qualifying as we speak. So Warren Davis on his second lap hasn't set a time, so his first lap hasn't counted. Don't fret, we will get to Roy and Jason. I thought I'd sort of leave it as a bit of a reveal towards the end to see where they're gonna line up. Although I can see on screen right now, Roy Clark has not set a time yet either.
Tremendous.
And I can see what his time is now, and it's not impressive.
Speaking of not impressive, I've opened the session on my computer, and it's all... Surprisingly enough, the screens are all out of size and I can't do anything. So I'm going to quit the session and just call it from the OBS.
Excellent. Beautiful. Well, at least we'll be looking at the same thing. Now, I'm just going to take that trophy down before I forget.
Yeah, that might get in the way.
That's right. And Warren Davis has jumped up to 9th. Now, Jason Fewens has done an absolutely storming effort here, as he's on screen now. He's done a 121.5 as he crosses the line for his second lap. Isn't it an improvement? It is an improvement! He has not moved up the order anymore, but he's actually put himself ahead of Paul Young.
Paul Young will be absolutely spearing at this. Paul prides himself on being one of the top bar drivers, and Jason's just snuck one past him there, and he will not be happy at all.
And that is just so clutch. Given the circumstance, the event, the timing, he's come up clutch there, and he's absolutely belted that one out of the park. Meanwhile,
and Roy down loitering out the back.
Yeah, Roy's currently in last place of the people to set a time, so second last. And he's some 5.2 seconds off the fastest time by Rahan Lianic, who's put in almost a 119. An incredible time there.
And that's a lesson to all the kids out there watching. Jason's done a little bit of practice here this week, and he's concentrated and even done a couple of test runs, whereas Roy's done 5/8 of nothing. He just didn't give it its due diligence or any thought to it whatsoever. And it shows in that result. Jason, at this stage, in a dominant position. Yeah, Braden's asking about the odds. I think, obviously, I'll stand by my odds, $1.30 for Jason. Again, if you don't get on Jason at this point, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think your odds are fair. I think it was Ladbrokes, wasn't it? Ladbrokes is they've absolutely belted that one out of the park. They've been spot on. Yeah. And I think the $4.50 actually seems pretty generous. Well, not very generous. Not very generous. The $1.30 is probably looking a little bit more generous now for Fewens. However, you've got to remember that Fewens up at the front could get tangled into a big incident. So there's still that chance. But we will definitely point out that is the only chance that Roy has.
Given the time difference, like 3 seconds a lap, 33 laps, there's a chance Roy's going to get lapped here. And I don't put it past him to accidentally, deliberately take Jason out in a vain effort to win.
Well, that's right.
So
And there's no chance, honestly.
Well, it seems unlikely. Quite unlikely. But stranger things have happened.
That's right. So I think that's the end of qualifying now, and we have 2 minutes to grid.
It's a very special time in
very much
iRacing. You get to count down, and usually there's a teammate who'll count down the seconds for you as you go. He's not in this session, but he's a pretty good guy.
Could you step through maybe the some of the procedures that people go through at the start? So it's a 2 minute gridding process. What are the steps?
2 minutes. The only thing I don't like about it is 2 minutes subject to everyone being on the grid, and then it's no minutes at all. So you've got to be on your toes. You've got to be on your toes. Get in the car. It starts up typically most of the time automatically if you've got it set that way. And then you need to think about what's going to happen. Watch the clock, watch the timing, and then count down if no one stays in pit lane. If everyone jumps on grid, it goes to 0. You've got to engage the clutch. I typically engage the clutch, engage first gear, and then engage the line locker to balance the clutch and the throttle at a bite point, and away we go when the clocks go green.
Well, hopefully the drivers were paying attention to that wonderful description on how to start the car.
Well, I think the main thing is we should probably keep Roy in mind here because he is a bit of a well-known starter. So
yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if from the back he's going to pass the leaders, but he is.
Actually, I think we'll keep an eye on Fewens. I think to begin, just because of and then we'll jump back to. Because I'm expecting a bit of carnage here, and I'm thinking Roy's probably in the same mind as what I'm thinking. He's going to pick up a couple of spots here off the start, try and dart his way around the chaos, and make his way up through that way.
Knowing how Roy thinks, I agree. He'll probably go through it.
Oh, looks like we're good. We're good to go.
All right.
The revs are up, and away we go. And Fewens gets a little bit of a slow start there. He's having to cover on, was that the number 12? Leo Henning. As he sneaks up the inside. Paul Young hasn't got a good start away either. And he's still behind Fewens. So Fewens still the number 1 BAR car. Can tell Rahan is streaking away at the front. But we don't mind too much about that because the big news is Fewens is off and away in 7th place. And Roy Clark hasn't had a big incident at all to capitalise on, but he's already up into 14th and making a move for 13th already.
Well, that's a surprise. Normally at this point Roy's whinging about something or angry at someone, but no, he's done well here.
Yeah, and he's made that pass stick. He's done a fantastic job there, actually.
Yeah.
Credit to him.
Yeah, credit to Roy. I find it frustrating that he goes well when I don't want him to, but yeah, well done to him.
Paul Young
to me is Young is basically a buffer for Jason Fewens at this point, and Jason's under a bit of attack there by someone.
That's right. And I'm just getting word. I wasn't sure what part of the track Roy made that pass, but I'm hearing that it's the chassis curves.
Wow.
That he's got it done there. So fantastic work. Honestly, couldn't have made a better pass myself, I think. But
what
Paul Young
is chassis curve?
I think it's turns 1, 2, 3, and then all the way to 18.
Gotcha.
I believe, yes.
Could be confusing, but yep, I'll go with it.
That's right. And obviously now we're just touring around the chassis curves as we speak. Paul Young struggling at the moment in P10, down 3 spots from where he started, whereas Jason Fewens has jumped back up into 6th place. So I skip by, there we go. So he's actually jumped up again on Brian Minogue, and he's back to where he actually started on the grid. So he's held steady. And
looks like Jason pulled a bit of a locomotion on Brian there and he slid past. Well done, Jace. That's very, very good news. You should be so lucky.
Brian Minogue, no relation.
No, her father.
Right
we confirmed this earlier.
Ah, okay, cool.
It's her dad. I said, how you going, Brian? He said, good. Kylie's well. That's excellent.
How about Danny? Did you ask about Danny?
No, never cared for her.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Moving swiftly on, Roy, at the moment, at the absolute mercy of teammate Warren Davis. How is he going to get past him?
And Warren's sick, as I mentioned earlier, and I don't know about you blokes, but you don't mess with a sick driver.
No.
Warren is an angry man, and he will not be less angry being sick.
Nothing makes you angrier than being sick.
Well, he's probably thinking about throwing up in his helmet, doing all sorts of things. He probably wants to go off and have a bit of ice cream as well. He's a complicated creature.
Loves an ice cream. Absolutely loves them.
Cannot get enough.
Honestly, could not go. Oh, he'll be looking for an ice cream after this because he's looking like he's going to make a move around the outside. Oh no, the guy. Is that Tim Mulford being passed by Jack Mickelson? And it goes up the inside! Gets it done on Mulford! Side by side into the chesty curves now. Doesn't quite get Mickelson. And now Tim Mulford is going to be all over him.
With Roy sneaking around behind him. Roy's been known to stick the nose in here or there, so maybe we get the full show from Roy.
That's right, Tim
But
Mulford.
an impressive pass there from Wazzies. He is very angry tonight.
He's done a fantastic job, and he's having a crack here now.
I think he thinks this Alco Holder car is an Alco Pops car.
I'll try and go on board now. Here we go. On board with Wazza Davis, right on the back of Jack Mickelson.
That's what it is. The badge on the back of the car there looks like an ice cream, and Wazza's just locked on it.
This is incredible.
Locked on it.
You were just saying, Wazza's an angry man due to his sickness, and he's just forced the move on Tim Mulford. Well, tried to force the move on Jack Mickelson, and that's led to a pass on Tim Mulford, so he's dropped back 2 spots out of all this.
Is it confirmed Jack Mickelson or Michelson? We'll go with Mickelson.
We can go Michelson. We'll split it. Half Michelson. Half Michelson. I feel like this is a Cotter situation.
Kotar.
Correct. Anyway, on board with Roy now. I thought Roy would have a really good look at this battle. To be honest, a little bit disappointed he hasn't pressed the move on Tim Mulford at the moment.
Yeah, Roy has been known to, as I said, shove the nose in. He likes to shove everything in, typically.
And he loves to brake late. In fact, he loves to not brake at all.
Roy is known as the last of the late breakers, which is a shame because he keeps missing his braking markers.
That's right. We don't call him dead last of the last dead late breakers for nothing. Because he is often dead. As a result.
Roy at the moment, he's hanging in there.
That's right. No one behind him. He's got plenty of space there behind. No pressure. So I think Roy at the moment is probably just trying to settle in and try and keep pace with what the other guys are putting down at the moment.
What I'd also point out is Paul Young's still struggling 2 positions back from Jason. He's not made any ground at this point. And whilst we suggested Warren's an angry man, Paul will be absolutely fuming. There'll be steam coming off his helmet. He's probably actually struggling to see with all that steam.
Yeah, true. It's like a Dean Mr. Action.
Yeah.
Going on
now. He's a man of few words, but when he's angry, he pipes up a little bit.
That's right. Oh, I saw some wideness happening back in the field, and Wazza Davis, he's going for it.
And Tim's hanging around. Oh, dearie gracious.
Oh, dear.
Oh, there's... Oh.
Oh, Michelson's gone wide, and Wazza's got it. Wazza's got it done. Michelson's nearly lost it.
Oh my goodness gracious. Wazza is really impressing me with his passing tonight.
Wazza's just pulled a gear. This is incredible.
And now Roy Clark's brought himself into the picture. Will he send it?
Well, I think it's only time, honestly, at this point. Wazza's got the job done. It's up to Roy to step up. Jason, at the moment, has done a fantastic job. I believe he's still in 6th place. We will check in on with him now, I think. I don't think too much is going to happen at this moment. So we'll just flick forward and, yeah.
Pushing the pressure on Tim Nicol.
Yeah, that's right. And it looks like he might have a good run here.
Yeah, I think...
On the Pecky performance. We'll just stick with him for a bit.
I think Tim might have run his tyres out of time and he's got to deal with the likes of Jason Fewens at the moment. It's not going to go well for him.
Well, he's got the Kumo Tyres sponsorship on the front of the car, so it's not really good sponsorship for Kumo if he's already done his tyres in 5 laps.
A Kumo a Japanese manufacturer?
I believe so. Possibly Korean. Maybe someone in the some eagle-eyed viewer in the chat may be able to help us out on that one.
Ben Anthony's suggesting bar stands for bump and run. Well, that's That's
Bump?
negatory, mate. That's
Yeah,
that's not on.
I didn't see a single bump and run. I don't know what he's talking about.
That was beautiful. Beautiful, clean driving.
It was fantastic.
It's some of the best stuff I've ever seen.
I know,
Oh.
and to be honest, without being too cruel to Wazza, I don't think I've seen him drive as well as that in a long time. I guess the big events, they just fire certain people up. So Jason Fuel's right now, absolutely dominating on the bar front right now, out of almost nowhere. And I think
he's absolutely gapped Paul Young. He's attempting a pass as we speak.
I think he's got it done now. So the steam's obviously subsided now, and you can see where he's going.
Yeah, he got the old wipes out down the straight there, and
That's
he's able
right.
to clear his eyes.
And I think that steam is about to turn to sweat because Wazza Davis is reeling them in like no one's business right now. Last lap, 1.1 seconds faster than Paul Young.
Wow.
He's absolutely flying.
South Korean, we've heard from the chat. The Kumo
South
guys.
Korean, there we go. Thank
I
you.
I mean, if you say Korean, I wouldn't have thought North Korean.
Oh, right! We managed to catch him right at the moment as he lost the rear there. Big time. Managed to save it, but...
Can I do an impression of the noises he might have just made in the cockpit?
Hang on. We're just going to go on board and just go on board with Roy through that moment, and we'll see what it sounded like on
For
board.
everyone in the chat.
Here we go. So, team radio.
Oh!
Wow, incredible. just incredible the noises that you hear. It's a good thing we've got the recorders all set up for the team radios.
Yep, it really gets you into the... It's really, what do they call it, engaging, when you feel like you're in there?
Yeah, it gives you the full immersion. The full immersion of it. That's right.
Computer nerds have that word, they keep crapping on it.
Now, Peter Sattler has actually dropped back behind Wazza Davis, so Wazza Davis is already snuck past Peter Sattler, and he's on his way to Paul Young as we speak. 2/10 faster last lap.
I've got a feeling maybe Peter's running the Kumo tyres as well.
Yeah, possibly.
Is there a chance that we can watch that pass? Or is it too hard to find?
Yeah, sure.
Heat of the battle. Always like to see Wazza pulling a mover.
That's right.
I think there might have been an error here, perhaps. He might have had his own Roy Clark moment. Wow, this is... Oh, no, he just ran wide by the looks. He's just had his own little moment. Or did he just let him through?
Maybe he had a slowdown.
Ah, yes.
I believe he's had a slowdown, yeah.
They'll cruel you, those bastards.
Oh! Hearing over the radio, Jason calling out. We're just going to go live pictures with... Oh, Peter Settler's dropped behind Roy. We're just going to roll back now and just have a look, and then we'll go and catch up with that Fuelin. So this is on board with Tim Melford, and he's clipped the grass and hit the wall. Jack Mickelson's gone through. Peter Sattler is rejoining the track, and Roy is all over him. It looks like... and he's got through on him. Peter Sattler couldn't hold that position, although I think he'll probably have some damage now. Yeah, he's got a fair bit of damage on that car.
Yeah, right. Roy's...
Anyway, back to live pictures.
There.
That's
And,
right.
So I'm still confused what happened to Tim and all that. He went off, but somehow... Anyway.
No,
live
Tim...
pictures.
No, Tim just saw it all unfold and just took the corner normally. I was just flicking back through, yeah.
Gotcha.
Trying to catch the last car.
It's all happening.
It is all happening.
This is Tim hunting Wazza down, but Wazza holding his own.
That's right. And looking at the scoreboard, Paul, Waz, and Tim are all setting the exact same times as we speak. Was this a 122.23 from Waz, a 122.1 from Paul on that last lap, and a 122.2 from Tim on that last lap.
What about Jason? Is he in the 121s, I believe?
Let's roll forward. Jason on the last lap has done a 121.7. He is absolutely flying, and he's got past Timmy Nicol too.
This is tremendous. I've been a friend with Jason for quite a few years now. And, I've never seen him drive better. At this point, his rating's above mine. His speed's above mine. I'm gonna go ahead and predict I'll be his co-driver for Bathurst this year.
It's it's looking that way.
If he'll have me. If
he will accept it, because he's I don't know, if he even stays with the team at this rate, I think he'd be off to Trans-Tasman in no time.
Now we've had a call in the chat to go and see how the pterodactyls are looking. I've heard there's quite large ones here in Norway. So is there any chance you could just zoom in?
Yeah, well, we're just watching the move here on Timmy Nicol, and Timmy Nicol's just gone too deep through the loop, and Fjordens has just snuck past on the chest through the chesty curves. Yet again, another pass through those famous curves named by the great man himself.
Are there any straights here? Do they get a name?
Yeah, I think they're trying to think of the guy's name. Yeah, Chesty Straight. That's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's so prolific, that Chesty guy.
That's right.
Now this is live here.
No, this is not live. This is all in the replay.
Right.
Now we go live, and Fjordens has reeled in Leo Henning. Leo Henning in the 21.9s, and Jason Fjordens in the 21.9s, and Leo Henning in the 22 flats. So I think it's only a matter of time. Jason's going to pull a pass here. As Leo goes the wide line, swings it in. That's not a bad line there, but I think Jason opting for the tight line up against the curb, probably the best way to go about it. Maybe the best way to save your tyres too.
A tight one up against the curb is usually pretty good.
That's right. Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to go wide.
And swoop in late.
Yeah. Roy's a fan of that one.
Yeah, Roy likes to go wide, deep into corners.
Miss apexes.
That's right. It's no surprise the noises he makes when it happens.
Yes, I'm sure we'll hear that again at some point this evening.
That's right. Now, fortunately for Wazza, I think he started to burn his tyres a little bit. He's not making too many inroads on Paul Young anymore. So Paul Young's decided, I've had enough of playing around in 8th place. He's going to push for 7th.
I think maybe Paul's settled in and found a bit of consistency now, and he's
just plugged in a 121.7, and he's gone faster than everyone up to 4th place. So it's only the top 3 at the moment who are currently faster than him on track, and it's not much. Rahan only 3/10 faster than him, as the fastest person on the last lap.
Great line from Paul's past. His line he said once when they were about to go and do something, he said, "What are we riding in?" Everybody said Commodores. Paul loves a Commodore, and good luck to him for it.
He's got a pretty nice one, I hear too.
Very nice. Very straight, very clean.
Yeah, cool.
Paul strikes me as a clean man, so clean living, clean cars.
Speaking of clean living, let's jump back to Cripple Creek, where poor throwaway Roy, haven't really heard much from him.
From the banks of Cripple Creek, here comes Roy the boy getting absolutely hounded by, what's his name? Sattler.
Michelson.
Oh. I thought it was...
Mickelson?
Isn't it Sattler? He's in 13. Roy's in 12th.
Oh no, it's Sattler, it is.
Yeah. Go with me, bro.
Correct.
Yeah,
Stand corrected.
He's getting saddled by a Sattler.
He sure is. And Sattler is settling in on this. Although not for long, he's taking the dive on the inside. Oh, and he's pushed him wide. Dear. Oh dear. And
Roy won't like that and won't back down for 1 second.
I wonder if that's he's let him go. I wonder if that's a slowdown. Oh, it goes from worse to horrendous.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Pretty much at this point, Roy is slow as sloth. It's not looking good. And I'd nearly venture to say he's lollygagging out the back.
It's yeah, well, he's the current holder of the Australia Day Eve trophy, and I would suggest that he is handing that over to Fjordens.
Yeah, well, it's a long way to go. We're not even halfway yet. We shouldn't jump ahead of ourselves. There's a lot of driving that has to happen and a few lap cars we have to get past before Jason can secure the gold cup. But at this stage, he's and here
That's
comes Paul Young to pull a manoeuvre on Mr. Gallen.
Well, he's just powered past Michael Power, hasn't he?
I think.
Oh no, that is Blake Gallen. It is Blake Gallen.
So Paul might have pit stopped, has he?
Yeah, he stopped. That's why. So I've just jumped to Paul Young because he has done the first of the stops, I believe. Now Roy Clark, I'm hearing, is in the pit lane. He's coming in, and
Did he brake early enough?
Wazza Davis is in the pits, and so is Tim Mulford. So they've reacted to Paul Young. I believe. I would assume that he's broken early enough. We'll see what his time is, I guess.
Well, I guess we need to make sure Jason, if I can jump in the channel with him and tell him to stop now. He should probably do that, but Jason's his own man and he'll make up his own mind. And he's certainly got old mate ahead of him rattled at the moment. You can see him sliding around with his Kumo tyres, breaking traction left, right and centre. And Jason's just waiting there for the opportunity to pull a manoeuvre.
That's right. So, although I don't believe he's on, I think he's on the standard Dunlop tyres, Leo Henning. Don't believe he's on the Kumo tyres.
I think anyone that's slower than Jason starts on Kumo tyres. Let's make that very clear.
That's how it works.
Yes. Jason's gone around for another lap. I
Roy,
think this might be a mistake at the moment.
Roy has taken an absolute eternity in the pit lane. An absolute eternity. I don't think he's broken in time, has he?
I think he might have had to stop off for
He has received a penalty, for sure.
He didn't break in time. Well, this is not a real shock, but disappointment. At this
Break.
point. Nah.
No.
Roy.
Oh no! It's
On
just
the night of nights, he's crumbled.
It is just it's ferocious. It's ferocious.
It is ferocious.
I was saving that word up for later, but I think it has to be said. This is just a ferocious performance so far, sadly.
Combination of atrocious and horrendous. New word that we've invented called ferocious.
He's currently a lap down on the field.
Wow.
It has just not worked out for him tonight. Meanwhile, Fewens is absolutely flying.
Although I'd suggest Fewens needs to stop this lap, or we need him to get in there and get some new tyres on the car, or he's really going to suffer. I think if I could mentally telepathy with him. Old mate just pitted. Jason has gone around again. This is a tragedy at this point. He is going to lose multiple positions.
Yeah, who was that behind him? Tucked in. Wasn't Blake Gallen. Trying to flick back through. Leo Henning is who he was battling with. It was Timmy Nicol.
Timmy Nicol's probably going to jag a spot on him. We need to.
Yeah, well, that's what I think might actually happen here.
I feel like I need to go down and tell Jay, scream at him to pull into the pits. But I won't do that because Jason's going to do his own thing.
That's right. Now, I believe Roy Clark is technically on the lead lap after that long pit stop.
Is that only because the leaders haven't stopped yet, though?
Well, the leader has just stopped and he's behind him on track. Well, the effective leader has. So I believe when the leaders do pit, and that's currently Luke Grundle with Jason Fewens. So Luke Grundle in current first place. Jason Fewens in a race high second place. Obviously hasn't pitted yet, but still, he's expected to be fourth place.
Needs to stop now, or it's gonna get worse.
So
Grundle's
in,
and we need Jason to pit.
and Jason is in the pits.
Thank goodness. I was getting ready to give him the biggest bashing of abuse after this, but
It looks like he's pulled the car up perfectly there.
he hasn't crumbled like Clark does.
Minogue has stayed out, so he will take the lead. Now I want to just flash forward to Jack Nicholson's coming in. Roy Clark in 18th place. Rahan, so this is the effective lead.
Effective leader. Yep.
Effective leader. And he takes the spot over Luke Grundle. He's well on the way at the moment. Who are we trying to find? Scott Gamble now. He's taken second place on Luke Grundle.
And Jason has smoked the bags as he's lit them up out of the pits. Look at that bushfire he's left in his background.
So Timmy Nicol now is coming into sight. So that's Leo Henning, who he was all over before the stops. And Timmy Nicol is just in behind. Fewens might get the better run.
Well,
I think he might hold it. He's going to be on cold tyres, and Timmy Nicol's going to know that he's not got too many opportunities to get it done.
Oh, Jason's had a little rock up. I've raced Tim a few times, and he doesn't mind sticking the nose in. I'll give you the odd tip. But hopefully Jason's got enough wherewithal, whatever that word is, to hang on here.
Well, through the chesty curves. Oh, Timmy Nicol's just made a little lock up there. It sent him wide. He tries to cut back. But Fewens is... Yeah, he's pulled a bit of a gap now, so now Fewens needs to get his tyres up to 10, quick smart. And well, he's got another half of the race. We're halfway through the race right now. So he's got a whole half of the race to try and get the job done on Leo Henning, which would be a 4th place, I believe.
Oh, and
there's a spinner.
The head.
Jason Dunn, not stopped just yet. Luckily keeps it off the racing line, doesn't interfere with the terrific battling we're seeing tonight.
But if we look at that livery there for a moment, he's got the Australian flag on it, proudly showing his pride in our beautiful nation. Well done there, mate.
I think that's it. I think that is livery of the night right there.
Correct.
Cue the music.
Australian flag on it. There's music. Was I supposed to hum the national anthem or something?
No, I'm playing some music.
Oh.
So well done, Jason Dunn. Well done.
That's good. I couldn't actually hear it. Sorry, I've got no sound mine, so I'm just calling this without any audible.
That's fine.
Audio.
Just pretend there was some awesome hardcore rock music playing during that.
That was tremendous.
Yeah.
And here's Paul Young, still just, wow, what's he doing? He's 10th.
He's in 10th place. There's a couple of people yet to pit, however. So Brian Minogue, Glenn Boyce, and Jason Dunn, who is right in front of him. So he should be able to get through here. So that should get him up. Was Brian Minogue ahead of Youngie before the stops?
Yeah, Jace got past him. I don't know if Paul did.
I will say this, Fewens is only 4 seconds up the road from Youngie at the moment.
Okay, so Dunn pits. The Australia Day flag car goes in. Good luck to him.
He's in. Good job. Great running tonight. Should finish ahead of Roy at this rate.
I think most glaciers would finish ahead of Roy tonight.
So at the moment is Brian Minogue in the lead. Let's give him a bit of airtime.
Yeah, look, Brian probably deserves a bit. He's been so lucky tonight.
That's right. He's spent 18 laps on these tyres. About to finish his 19th. The Kumho tyres. They were struggling, but they've held on, haven't they?
He somehow turned it around to hold the lead. I'm not sure where he's going to come out. Can we ask what incarnation is his paint job? Is it? Did someone just vomit colours on it, or?
Yep, dots, stripes, the whole lot. It's got pretty much. It's almost like a It's like a showcase of different patterns, designs, and colours that you could have on your car, and he's just slapped the entire collection on in one big foul swoop.
I don't think I'll be asking him to design the next TADERVJS trophy.
It's almost Aboriginal in a way, however.
Oh yeah, so maybe he's trying to reach out to our Australia Day Eve friends and family with a different outlook on it all.
That's right. So maybe he can do the Indigenous round trophy.
There you
Whatever
go.
that is. There you go.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
there's still room.
There's always room for trophies in this day and age. Everyone gets one. I haven't had one for a while. Apparently everyone else gets one for just showing up.
Speaking of just showing up, Roy Clark has showed up at the front of the field, right at the pointy end. This is the battle for second and third.
And Roy's just in front of them.
Just stepped out of the way. Oh, slotted in very nicely. That was actually very nice. That was very nice. He's had he's had poor race tonight, but that was very well done.
A lot of the fans out there won't be familiar with how Roy lets people lap him, but it's a little unconventional. Let's put it that way. He likes to slide into the apex at full speed, touch the brake a little bit early, and then just hover on the apex and go around me, and then demand to know why you haven't already passed him on the outside of the apex without any knowledge that he's about to do it. He's an interesting character, but we love him all the same.
And we use that word sparingly.
Paul doesn't like lapping Roy. It's been noticed over the years. There's been a number of incidents, shall we say, but Paul usually views it with the good spirit that we expect.
That's right.
And Roy claims absolutely no responsibility for any mistakes ever. Speaking of which, I think we should read this disclaimer at the moment. We, Chastity myself, assume no responsibility or liability for any errors, omissions, or offence at any witty observations or descriptions made during this broadcast.
Thank you. Good to get the legal stuff out of the way right in the middle of the race when no one knows we can hear it.
Should have done that.
Perfect time. No. This is the perfect. It's hidden away. Like you never see the terms and conditions up in the bold print. It's always in the fine print at the bottom, and that's essentially what we've done there. So there's nothing suspicious about any of that at all. It's totally above board. And
the information is provided on an as-is basis with no guarantees of completeness, accuracy, usefulness, or timeliness. And that completes that section of the broadcast.
Brilliant. And just in time, because Jason Fewens is hounding Leo Henning.
Wow.
Like he's, I don't know. Like the back of his hand?
Like Leo...
We're talking about Jason holding things close to his chest, and he is holding Leo Henning as close as he's held anything to his chest right now.
That's true. He's very keen to get past at this point.
That's right.
I think Leo basically has a nice juicy steak in his bonnet, and Jason wants that. Oh!
And the steak!
Oh!
And the steak turns into a mistake!
My goodness.
Leo Henning.
Now,
he will not be happy with that. I'm waiting for a radio transmission there.
Jason's known to redress, and I don't know if he thinks he's done that in error or not. So if Jason thinks he's done someone harm, he may well redress that, but he doesn't appear to be slowing down, so I think at this point he's just driving on like nothing happened. That's
right. I think Timmy Nichols hoping that it was race control onto that to try and get him out of the way and boost him up a spot, but I don't think it's going to happen. Let's have a quick jump on board and we'll have a look at that incident.
Yeah, I think we should be the race control in this situation. He's coming from a long way back.
He's moved on the inside.
Oh,
well.
That felt like he wasn't given any racing room at all. There's been a big debate this week about that sort of thing. Jason seemed to think that... I think he's made the B pillar there. I think that's all... look, I think that's fair enough.
I think Leo Henning there's just tried to cover a little bit too late there.
Yeah. Look, who knows? Leo probably doesn't agree with it at this point. It's just he's got all sorts of thoughts and names that he's giving Jason at the moment, but...
Yeah, I can think of a few names that he might be giving him.
Yes, he didn't even consider there was anyone on his inside.
No, he didn't. Maybe he was unaware, wasn't thinking about it, or... But yeah, I don't think there's too much there. I don't think Jason's done a whole heap wrong there. He's had the line, he's gone in, he was going to make the corner.
He sent it, let's be clear.
You got to have a go. You do have to have a go.
The comments with us, fair play, bump and run. No, bump and
run? Yeah, fair play. Bump and run.
Fair bump, play on. Poor awareness. Yeah, I think that's the general consensus, correct.
Yeah, bump and run racing. The Bump and Run Alliance.
That's not our motto at all.
What was that disclaimer again?
Yeah, we'll just rewind. I can't be bothered reading it again.
I will have to mention that Glenn Boyce has exactly the same livery as Jason Dunn has.
There we go.
However, I think, and I might be mistaken, but Glenn Boyce should actually be our livery winner. Because I've just
clean?
noticed Glenn Boyce has an Australian flag with a kangaroo, and Jason Dunn is a Kiwi flag with a kiwi.
Well, yes.
Recanted. Massively recanted. We're taking that back. Glenn Boyce, congratulations.
You win the livery of the day.
We've ripped it from Jason Dunn's hands. And we're playing the music. Well done. You have won livery of the year for the Australia Day Eve. A big mess up on our part. However, congratulations, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that watching this broadcast back. Outstanding effort. Well done.
Yes, I support that. Well done. I'm a little disappointed there's this guy wandering around this race with a Kiwi flag on his car. What's he thinking?
On day of all days, or the eves of all the eves of all eves.
Well,
I can't even. I can't even.
No, Jason, you've really fallen off my expectation list here. That's not too good. Now, what's happening with Paul here? Has Paul made a move on Henning?
Well, obviously Henning was off track when he got the pass done. So an absolute fantastic pinpoint textbook Paul Young move yet again. He had a rough start, but he's certainly come back, and now he's one spot up from where he started, and he is closing in on Timmy Nicol as we speak. Gap only 2 seconds. There's Timmy Nicol right there as he comes out of the chasty curves.
But the hard question is, will Paul be able to pass it? Because unless Timmy Nicol makes a mistake and disappears 50 or 60 metres off track, Paul's not known to be able to pass anyone.
No, that's right. But I'm just trying to look at the times here, and I believe Tim Nicol lost a second. Yeah, he had on the last lap, so he has made a mistake. So it's now set. Maybe that's the mistake of the race for Timmy Nicol, and that's the wake-up call that he needed to keep it clean for the rest. But because you'll remember, he was pretty close to the back of Jason Fewens, and now he's dropped a fair way back now. So maybe more mistakes to come, or maybe he'll tidy up for the rest of the race.
Who knows? We've got 7 laps to find out. I'm assuming I've counted them correctly, Braden, if you'd let me know in the Discord, in the messages. Someone who can't count himself. Now, what I'm noticing is Warren Davis has dropped down to 10th here. He was in front of Mulford, but I think the sickness has started to take hold.
I'm just trying to find him on track now. Let's have a quick look at his lap times and see if we can find a lap maybe where he's made a mistake. A 33.1. There's a 23.1. There's a 23.3 on this lap too. We'll just scoot through and see if we can see anything that maybe we've gone a bit wrong for him. See, is that Mulford up ahead? Mulford's already up ahead there.
I think he might have missed out in the pit stop.
Well, here's Mulford.
Oh no, there's been a pass made.
It looks like it.
Oh, was his head a little shake there? No, he held it on.
Nothing too untoward there. Oh, look at the send. Look at the send.
Oh.
From Timmy Nicol there. He's just got it the inside.
Yeah, was lost a bit of shape there.
Yeah, he's...
Unfortunately, there was a little bit of side contact, unsurprisingly.
Possibly caught napping too, because he's given him the room, and Mulford's just snuck right up there. And that's how that's gone. And now that's the gap currently. That's Tim Mulford there, and there is Woz in the background.
It's disappointing for Woz, but hang in there, mate. So there's always a chance there'll be other errors coming for you.
Now Rahan is streaking away, 7.3 seconds out in the lead. And Scott Gamble holding on to it. He's pretty solidly in second place, although Luke Rundle's not giving up on him just yet. Jason Fewens is in a fairly good spot too, in 4th place. Now, coming into this race, we knew Fewens was in good form, but did you expect this kind of dominant performance from Jason Fewens tonight?
I can safely say I did not expect anything like this. I expected maybe 6th or 7th. I hoped for, but fourth at this stage. Well, I don't want to go off too early, but this is one of the best performances he's ever put in.
And you could just see in the previous shot there, just looking at Paul Young and then seeing up the road, how far up the road Jason Fewens is actually on Paul Young. And that is something that I've not seen for a long time.
Yeah, I think there'll still be steam coming out of those ears and eyes of Paul. Quite angry at his performance here. It's like he nearly just didn't show up. It's like he didn't. It's like he doesn't deem Australia Eve worthy of his good performance, which is really a bit of a slap in the face to Roy and Jason.
That's right. And to be honest, and all the fans and the viewers of this tremendous event.
Yeah.
All the preparation that goes into it. And to be honest, it's kind of strange given that he's the title sponsor for this event.
If he really wants to get on the screen, he should roll his car or something and
So-
really get the sponsorship going.
So I just want to say a big thank you to Paul Young for his continued support for this event, VFS Vehicle Finance Solutions. However, come on man, lift. Seriously, this is just disappointing, honestly. Get your act together.
Yeah. Now, Braden in the chat's suggesting that Roy is that bad tonight, he should be subbed out for next year.
Well, look.
I can't really come to that because Roy... Oh, hang on, we've got a spinner.
Yeah, we've got a spinner here, and this is the next car coming through, Sattler. He gets it. He gets through all right. So Blake Gallen has done all right. He's managed to avoid any kind of contact with anyone else after his spin, and he'll continue on in 18th place. So he's at the back of the grid, and that'll be disappointing for him to see the likes of Roy Clark just a couple of spots ahead of him, to be honest. So
he's running some Pagani and sponsorship there, or as it's
Pagni.
apparently pronounced Pagni, but I prefer to go with my original name of Pagani.
Ben Anthony has just also said he thinks it's really nice that Paul Young has offered to donate his iRating to the great Jason Fewens on his great performance tonight. So maybe it's just a gift to the winner.
Oh.
And absolute scenes right now. I don't know if you've picked up on this and what's just happened, but here we are.
Oh,
Roy
lapping.
Has absolutely lost it coming through the Chastity curve, and on the exit onto the Chastity straight, Fewens has just ranged up on him, and coming through the Chastity curve 18, he's lapped him.
Is there going to be a attempt of murder here?
No, this is all.
He's going to come back across. Oh.
This is all on replay.
Well, I still think there could have been an attempted murder replay. But it appears... I mean, Roy's still sniffing around there. He's keen to shove the nose in wherever he can.
We'll just jump to live pictures, and Roy has dropped off. Now that is quite disappointing to see.
Yeah, last year Roy handily beat Jason, but there was a few mitigating circumstances there. Whereas this year Roy is...
Oh, Roy and Timmy Nicol! That's huge! Through the Chastity curves yet again.
Oh, dear
more
gracious.
Drama.
Oh, Paul Young at this point will be absolutely crapping himself.
Tim Nicol is raging over the mic right now. Absolutely raging. He is filthy with what Roy has produced there.
Can you repeat some of it? I can't hear any of it.
You have just shown your true colours, buddy.
Well, if it
You
makes
have
it-
shown...
I don't know what happened to him because I can't see behind, but he literally said, I'm just going to let him have it here, and then all of a sudden he said, oh no. So I'm
Oh,
not sure
Jason's
how
chiming
that's
in.
Yeah, Jason's smoothing things out at the moment. So Timmy's claiming that Roy's shown his true colours there.
Really? Was it
And by that, I believe the bar colours. The bump and run.
Realistically, it's just a light car trying to get past, and there's a little bit of contact. Calm down, champ. You've done worse to me many times, Timmy Nicol. You've putted me way worse than that, champ, so pull your head in.
So Roy's gone wide there, and Nicol's just driven into him. I don't know what he's complaining about there, honestly.
He's a little bit of a hothead. He probably should pull his head in. That's what I'm going to suggest. Otherwise, Roy will fight a Darwin and sort him right out. It's his choice.
But if we go to live pictures now, so I just wanted to pick up the Paul Young battle to Timmy Nicol now, because now only 1 second in it, and this time round 2 laps to go.
Well, I can't believe it's nearly over.
Yeah.
have to wait another year to do this. This is really sad.
I know, and the race has flown by tonight, I can safely say. Some of these races tend to drag on, there's not too much action, but 2023, it's been a good year for Australia Day Eve, Roy versus Jason Special, the TADERVJS.
I like your pronunciation, it really got all the letters in.
It's a bit of a jumble. It's not the easiest acronym that's ever been put together.
No.
It doesn't roll off the tongue like FIFA or...
When I created it, I didn't care for pronunciation concerns.
It wasn't a consideration.
No,
you were just going for... You just wanted to state what it was. Plain and simple.
Make it clear. Very, very clear.
And in doing that, it's incredibly unclear to say.
Perish the thought. It's very clear. Now, we still haven't looked at these pterodactyls. I'd like to just quickly...
I have not managed to... I have not seen them. I don't know how to see them. I don't know where they are.
Well, it's one of our trademarks at this point.
Well, I think we saw them once.
We've just been concentrating on track action. There's probably been too much of it.
No, I believe the pterodactyls came into play when there wasn't much on track action last year.
Well, as a fan of the movie Two Hands, as some of the people watching might be, I've got a little line related to pterodactyl that I'd like to slip in there. But if we can't get a picture of them, I'll just say the mighty Brian Brown line. That's a lovely looking pterodactyl there.
You're right, it doesn't really work as well without the pterodactyls.
No. Since my commentator and director co-partner wouldn't go to a pterodactyl, I just had to slip it in anyway.
Well, I don't know.
That's what she said.
I doubt there's any pterodactyls around. Well,
this is the home of the pterodactyl.
Actually, hang on.
It's the last lap. I think we should give the pterodactyls a miss.
The pterodactyls. You can see them in the top. I think the overlay's covering it. But
Tremendous.
I can see them.
Off in the distance.
They're in the air. We're on pterodactyl watch. No,
they're going to finish this race. They're going to finish this race while we're dribbling on about pterodactyl.
That's right. So at the moment, it looks like Rahan is going to clinch this one convincingly. Here he is. We're in the last corner. The last round of the chasty corner for Rahan Lijanic. He wins the 2023 Roy versus Jason Special, but that doesn't matter because it is between Roy and Jason.
But well done to Rahan for winning the little race associated with it.
That's right. Scott Gamble comes across in second place. Luke Grundle behind Jason Dunn, lap down, 14th. Finishes in third place. It was a bit confusing, but I'm sure we'll all get there. And now we flick across to Jason Fewens, who is Timmy Nicol all over the back of him. Don't know what's happened on this last lap. We probably should have been watching instead of looking at pterodactyls. But he's going to come across the line to win 2023 Australia Day Eve. Roy versus Jason. Jason Fewens, you are the winner this year. Fantastic drive. Timmy Nicol only just behind after the huge controversy with Roy. And Paul Young, controversially I might add, behind Jason Fewens in 6th place.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy. There's no way about it. We're going to be in chat afterwards, and he's going to be quite quiet. Quite quiet indeed. Wasser Davis is in the wall over the last corner. He was in 10th place, and now I think he's going to cross in 12th. Oh my goodness, Warren. No, it's 11th place. The temptation of an ice cream was all too much. 11th place for Warren Davis. He'll be disappointed with that. It was such a great start. Some great moves at the start. We didn't end up going back to those. Did he have... Oh dear. Let's have a look. This is Tim Mulford. Oh, this is he's attempted to send it on the last lap. He was having a crack at Tim Mulford. And he's just... No, he's lost it. Oh, yeah.
I freaking left you heaps of
room. Dear gracious. Poor old Wazza.
Roy is currently blowing up right now.
Oh, who's he having a...
Hang on.
I have no idea, buddy. Have a look at the replay. You turned in on me.
Turned in on you? Seriously, go have a look at it. Or is it like Phillip Island where I turned in on you and give you that time?
You're a fucking lap down, you idiot. If you're through your head, you are a lap down. You're not even fighting for a position.
And I
bet you up the inside, and you've driven into the side of me.
This feels like a repeat of.
Oh, Woz, look at this. We'll stick with this replay. Look at this. Look at this burnout. We will have a. We'll have a look at what Fewens has done in celebration.
Have a look at lap 29.
These boys are getting into it though. Will Fewens do a burnout at all?
Is this echoing
that's
the
it.
time of a Heddershite versus was it Paul? What was his name?
Yeah, particularly
A couple of years ago when they had the lap race
too.
incident. Is it to that level, Chesty?
No, I don't think it's quite that level. I think it's.
You can't tell me.
Has anyone said I could beat you in a lap race?
No one has said that. It hasn't blown up to that extent.
Now, if you honestly think that you
Timmy's
didn't
still
do
having a
something
go.
on purpose, then mate, I don't know how to race with people that are a lap down.
Still waiting for
that
any
are
apology
fighting
for any of the
position
puns you did at me.
Everyone else that we went through, no drama at all. I had no incident points to that point. I'm not the one that took out Leo.
How do we mute?
Anyway, look, at the end of the day,
Well, I
it doesn't
can't
bother
because I
me.
can't even hear him. But
I know.
Great.
is
because
he
I
just
know it's
constantly
gonna race
talking
you
at this point?
Yeah, he's just constantly going. He's talking over the top of
So
us.
you took out Leo, is that what you're saying?
Shut up, mate.
Hang on, I got the button. There we go. Got it. There we go. Done. I want to bring Jason Fewens up. Just give me 1 sec. I'll get him to come up so we can do the interview. Jason, come up to the commentary box.
Welcome back to the team.
I can't move him. Here he is. Jason Fewens, the man of the moment, an exceptional performance tonight. Blew us away. Probably blew Paul Young away too. I don't think he was expecting such a good performance, but what do you make of that race, Jason?
Paul Young? No, never heard of her.
Never.
Yeah, like, to be honest, had a pretty average start. Saw car 12 coming through like a man possessed, so I decided to concede that position nice and early and get in a rhythm. And then it was just a matter of applying a bit of pressure. A lot of the drivers in front just made those little mistakes. There was a group of us that were right on the same speed, so it was really a case of applying pressure and waiting for an error.
Yeah, it was a fantastic drive, and your pace was exceptional. How many hours before this event did you put in prep to get those lap times to where they were? Because Paul Young was struggling to begin with that, just using him as a reference, and he sort of picked up the pace and then matched your times towards the end, but out of the gate, you were absolutely flying.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I started practicing this track back when it was released in Season 3. I've just been secretly getting some training on the side, and tonight it's obviously showed. And then, obviously, with Paul Young picking up speed as the race went on, that was just simply a matter of he was about 4 seconds behind, could see exactly what I was doing, and just took a page out of my book, and you can see the results speak for themselves.
That's right. Now, you speak of Paul Young picking up speed. Is that a hint that you might have had some external help in the lead-up to this event, that you kept quiet?
Yeah, well, I've been doing some personal training with Braden Martin from Locked On Lads podcast. So he's been taking me under his wing and teaching me a few tricks of the trade, as you say, in the game. So big shout out to Braden. Without him, I wouldn't be able to be here speaking with you guys tonight.
Well, I have to say, that's credit to you. If that's the training that you had, then I'm even more impressed with the pace that you showed, and your 4th place honestly just speaks for itself. Fantastic result. I will present to you the TADERVJS trophy. But before then, Shervo, any word?
Well, I'd like to also congratulate Jason on an absolutely tremendous performance. I expected you would win, and I actually thought you'd dominate, but I'll be frank, I didn't expect what I just saw. I'm a little stunned, Jason. You really impressed me tonight, and I hope you'll have me as your co-driver at Bathurst.
Oh, just might be an invitation that's too good to refuse. Taking on a partnership with the great Shervo Jones. It's a lot of pedigree and heritage along with that name, so I'll have to lift my game, but I'll get my people to talk to your people, and we'll see if we can come together with a plan.
I think at the moment you're the one who's in the chasing. I'm chasing you because your performance at the moment is just iRating's much higher than mine. Your driving is much better, and I think you're on a rocket ship to the top of Scops and any other race you want to apply yourself to.
Yeah, well, the advertising that went on here tonight, there's some would say that this has potentially surpassed Scops in regards of esteem, and I'd like to think tonight's performance just cemented that within the iRacing community here within Australia.
Good point. Your name is on the trophy and will be put on that pink roof of yours as soon as we can muster the effort.
All right, boys, thanks for the chat. I appreciate it. I look forward to coming back and defending my title next year.
We do too.
Yep, fantastic. Great work. You've given Roy Clark a lot of work to do over the next year. So congratulations.
Thanks, boys. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.
Well, I think all we have to do next is get Roy up here and just absolutely towel him up.
Well, just before that, I've got the trophy up on the screen. So that's the trophy that will be sent. So right now, Fion's name, obviously not on the trophy as yet, but that will be placed
The
in its
question marks will
rightful spot.
disappear, and Jason's name will go right there for 2023.
That's right. So
Is
yeah,
this
now
to qualify for the Logitech Pro Series? Well, it's a Logitech Invitational. So I don't know how that works if you're talking qualifying. I thought you just got invited.
yeah,
So,
unless you qualify for the invite, but that doesn't really make sense, does it?
no, that's not how invites work.
Seems a little bit of a wild goose chase there. Well, I'll try and bring Roy up now. Just 1 second. Roy, come up to the combox.
Oh, thank
You're no chance. Chesty's back.
Yeah, he's back. Cut Roy off midway through that while he was saying thank you.
Yeah.
Roy, all right. So
I'll ask the question. What have you got to say for yourself?
I found every cut on that track at the start of it, and yeah. But anyway, I saw Jace doing laps here last night, and I knew he was on fire. There was no way I was ever going to catch him. I mean, he was stealing iRating off Paul as well tonight, so shows how dominant he was tonight.
yeah, that was pointed out by a few people watching. So we sort of discussed at the start, given the odds from the folks at Ladbrokes, who we were in staunch contracts with for this race, they put you at a $4.50, I believe, Shervo?
That's correct.
Yeah, so it looked like the only way that you were ever going to get Fewens tonight was if he had a bit of an incident and possibly crashed out. That was really the only way you were going to win this. Is that a fair? Do you think is that a fair assessment of the race going in?
Yeah, and poor qualifying effort. Made too many mistakes, so I think yeah. But anyway, it was definitely one of those exciting races, I suppose. But anyway, it's always good to have some thrill and excitement after a New Year's Eve race. Christmas. Try again. What is it? Australia Day Eve.
Australia Day Eve. It's
That's
the
right.
biggest race going.
Yes.
You did have a glimmer of hope at one point. I don't know if Jason got a bit loud in the Discord when he had an incident with Leo Henning, I believe it was. Chesty.
Correct. Yep.
There was a chance that it was all over for Jason. Did he get a bit raucous in the chat or anything?
No, I did suggest to him that you guys may have been a little excited when I was behind him and the opportunity to maybe send him off into the wall. Yeah.
I did make some comments in that regard.
Yeah, you sure did.
I thought you would have, but you didn't. I'm a bit confused by that.
Yeah, look, he was just too good this year, and well played by him. Really, he's really been on a string of form at the moment, and that just shows in how much his iRating's gone up. So
that's true.
Indeed.
And now I will, if you do rewatch this back, Roy, I might have made a few comments you won't appreciate. I do point you to the disclaimer that was read out at the middle of the race, so you don't have any legal grounds to make claim on me. But yeah, just remember, we're best of friends on the internet. It's all said in jest.
I'm sure you sprayed me with no mercy at all in regards to everything you said about me or how you described me at any one point in time.
Yeah, well, that's nice to you for a little bit, but no, I sprayed you. Give you a good solid pizzling.
I figured the only part I would have got anything good on would have been the start, and then from that point it fell apart. Yeah.
What we would like to know about is what's happened with you and old Timmy Nicol. You guys had a little touch together, and then Tim, I can't hear it, but Chesty's saying Tim's not happy. And I'm going to suggest that he's overreacting. What's your stance on that?
Look, I said to the guys, Tim's coming through, so I just slid out wide. My plan was to just let him go through, and I held my tongue until I went back and had a look at the replay just to make sure. Yep, being overtaken, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop halfway down the straight to let somebody by. I'm going to wait till they get to me before I let them go around. Nobody else had a problem going past, and I had 2 cars pass me in that same corner at that same point tonight. And yeah, I felt he drove into the side of me, but I didn't want to say anything until I looked at it. I felt he would have just come straight out of the corner, driven straight up to the next corner, and gone into it, and that would have been the end of it. But yeah, he sort of drove into the side and then decided it was everybody else's fault.
And I noticed he's been saying quite a few things in the chat. Has he got any new and exciting descriptive words for you that I can maybe adopt going forward?
No, there was nothing there, but I suppose it was a good conversation piece in there around what was right and what was wrong, and yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, we'll leave it at that. Appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'll let you go back down to your group there, and we'll
finish off the broadcast.
Finish off the professional broadcast that we're encountering.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to thank Chastity Vision, VFS for the sponsorship. I also understand that Jason has committed to running the new trophy on the front of his car for the rest of the year, so I am disappointed that I won't have that honour. And I'd also
have you seen it yet?
No. So that's, okay. Again, that's why I'm probably a bit disappointed that I won't have it on the front of my car for the rest of the year. But, that's all right. I'm sure Jason will wear it with pride.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, mate.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
cheers, mate. So there we go. Just before we wrap it up, I just wanted to have a look at this passing movement with Warren Davis. We never ended up going back to it because the race was so action-packed, but this was a glorious move by Wazza. Almost a shame he didn't quite get it done.
Picked the eyes out of it here, and then, well, I thought he did get it done at the next bit, didn't he?
Well, he got it. Yeah, he got it done on Mulford, but he couldn't quite get past Mickelson. But yeah, it looked like he was getting it through. But yeah, I think he does. He eventually does make his way through, but unfortunately, by the end of the race, kind of gets tangled up, doesn't he, with the wall, and drops a few positions right at the very end. So he'll be a little bit disappointed, won't he?
Yeah, he's not going to be ecstatic with the result in the end, but it was a good showing. He just faded with the Kumo tyres at the end, even though he was running Dunlops.
That's right.
Should we get poor old Wazza up here for a chat, or should we just leave it at the 2 actual people involved in the
Yeah, I think we'll just keep it with the 2 actual people. So,
fair enough.
Yeah, and we'll... Yep, sorry?
I was going to say we could get Paul up here, but I think he'd be so annoyed that the depression would just kill the mood.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we'll end on that note. An absolutely and thoroughly enjoyable race tonight. Honestly, that race went so quick. I think that's the fastest race. I think it's the fastest straight AV race that I've watched so far.
That's true. And in the comments, Braden's making the comment that he watched the whole TADERVJS this year, so he doesn't want to be getting flamed by me anymore.
Well,
you can always want things, champ. I can't guarantee they're not going to happen.
That's right. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it myself. I'm sure Shervy next to me has enjoyed it too, and we will be looking forward to the run next year. Almost can't wait. It's a long way away. It's almost like Christmas. Comes around once a year. It's a special time for everyone, and yeah, I think the fact that it comes around once a year just makes it that little bit extra special. So, looking forward to the next one next year. And
I'll just leave you with these thoughts. There's no cash here. Here, no cash. All right, cash, no. Robbo, no cash. And that's it from me.
And that's it. There's no cash whatsoever. Any of it. Thanks for nothing, VFS. We'll see you all next year. Goodbye.